You know what you can trust? The protection you get when you bundle home and auto insurance with Progressive. You know what you can't trust? Everything else, apparently. Like when you saw that article that said that thing you eat every day is a superfood and great for your gut health. But then 30 seconds later, a different article warns you to avoid it and it's taking years off your life. Well, which is it? Kind of a big difference there. Anyway, bundle home and auto insurance with Progressive for reliable coverage in a reliably unreliable world. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Good Wednesday morning. Welcome into the Morning Roast on Maine Sports Leader 92.9. The Ticket, broadcasting from the Greenway Equipment Studios, your locally owned John Deere dealer. See the Smith Brothers in Bangor and Ellsworth, because nothing runs like a deer. Fat Panda Boba Tea and Market on Harlow Street in Bangor next to Gosselin's Bakery. Sip fresh boba, explore snacks, ramen, and their tasty Jamaican patties. Also visit their brewer location, Wilson Street, next to Hannaford. And Next Home, they're the market leader. Get looped and get sold with the Next Home experience. Brian Sullivan, Tyler Krusz, Marqus Cesar here on this Wednesday. Hour into this thing. Tyler, how are you?
I am doing well. Another decent showing for the Red Sox offense. I feel like recently we've had some of those, just 3 blown leads in a row. Or not in a row, but 3 or 4 blown leads. Yeah,
tough one to score 6 runs. That's a whole week's worth for the ball club, and lose 7-6 last night. Marcus, how you doing?
Pretty good. And yeah, there have been a couple games recently where we've put up a valiant effort and the other guys are just better.
There you go. The valiant effort. We're moral victories. That's where we're back to.
That's what it's
moral
about.
Moral victories.
You're at Friday, 6 runs for the Red Sox. Saturday, 5 runs. Last night, 6 runs. 0 for 3.
We're heating up.
Yeah.
We are.
The offense is.
Yeah. Ticket TV, last night, a double dip. You had Messalonsky at Brewer and Messalonsky at Brewer. How was that, Marcus?
So I believe both games were a shutout. The Brewer boys lost in a shutout. I believe it was 14-3, and then
that's a mercy rule, not a shutout. Shutout would be a 0.
You're right. Sorry. I just
the mercy rule.
I shut out the game. So yeah, and then softball was flipped. Girls for Brewer, they won.
Okay,
so.
There you go. But the games got on the air and it was good. The product was high quality as usual.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, back at it tonight. Hamden at Bangor. It's a baseball game at 7:00. You on that one?
I am. Yes.
Yeah. There you go. All right.
It's a long day for you.
Mark is a busy man.
Yeah, these last couple of weeks are going to be long.
Yeah, the 7 p.m. Ticket TV first pitch makes Marcus have a pretty long night. It was an interesting night last night. You mentioned the Red Sox lose. Western Conference Finals, Thunder topped the Spurs.
Not without controversy.
Talk to me about it.
Well, I mean, you brought it up. Luke Cornett had the tip in. It's over the basket, and then Thunder come away and wipe the ball away while it's over the basket. No goaltend, no challenge awarded. Very next play, Wemby dribbles it off a Holmgren's foot, Thunder ball, and they wouldn't let the Spurs coach challenge that. After they looked at the replay, they ignored the challenge request and then teched up the Spurs coach for, complaining about that, which I would have complained about it. I would have been at half court. It's really bad. It always seems that whenever there's questionable calls, they favor the Oklahoma City Thunder. And it also always seems that the Oklahoma City Thunder are just throwing themselves all over the ground trying to get a foul.
Do you think that the NBA wants the Thunder in the finals over the Spurs?
It looks like it. But based on the way this series has been officiated, it looks like it. And I know I'm not the only one, and it sounds, cheap to just come and complain about the refs, but I'm not the only one that sees the Thunder and says this is a crap product. This is a product that is not fun to watch. It's not the way basketball should be played. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander had 30 points last night. How many made shots do you think he had from the field?
8.
6.
Ooh.
That's not the basketball that we want to watch. We always complain about how the new era is soft. This isn't helping it. These guys are throwing themselves on the ground like a toddler's throwing a tantrum.
So you think that the league wants the Thunder in? You think that they don't want the Spurs against the Knicks?
See, I wouldn't. I don't know. I don't know why. Maybe the league needs to have this series go 7, so that's why. But I don't want to sit here and say that pro sports are fixed, because then that ruins it for me. It ruins it for everyone. I don't think they are, but watching this series, it's just really tough to see how it's been officiated almost one-sidedly. And all year, all the calls have kind of favored the Oklahoma City Thunder. I don't think the league wants anything. I don't think they have their hand in it. I just think the Thunder are really good at selling fouls, and it's pretty cheap and annoying to watch.
I think that's it right there.
Yeah, I don't think anything's...
They've figured out they forced the ref to make a call. Now, the missed goaltend in that series of events last night, that's an unfortunate series of events for the Spurs, but it is clearly a missed goaltend on the Cornet tip back, and then the ball goes out of bounds, and I'm not sure why the challenge wasn't granted or what happened there, but it was tough that it did seem, it all happened though as the Thunder were up by 10. So it might have changed momentum, but the Thunder had a 10-point lead and didn't show any sign of relenting that lead. So the Thunder I think you're right. They don't. It's not the most enjoyable brand of hoop to watch, but they've figured out a way to win games and force the action.
Yeah, I go on Twitter after a Thunder game, and it's like, oh, Jared McCain elbows Dylan Harper and then stops dribbling in front of him, foul on Harper. And it's just like every single time the Thunder play, this stuff happens.
Also out there last night, our Maine Black Bear, John Tortorella, and the Vegas Golden Knights punched their ticket to go to the Stanley Cup final. So they complete the sweep last night. So nice to see Torts getting the job done out there with Vegas. So a lot going on as slowly but surely we start to have less and less stuff other than baseball, right? Like now we've got at the most 9 more basketball games and maybe 10 more hockey games, right? It's just sort of, it's pretty soon it's going to be just the Red Sox.
OTAs today.
OTAs.
Patriots kick off OTAs today. The media is going to be in Foxborough.
Biggest thing, where's Caleb Lomu line up? That's the big question. I actually really want to know. Does he go left or does he go right? I imagine he goes right. Right?
Over under 4 minutes and 30 seconds, Mike Vrabel opening presser.
Ooh.
You think he walks off? He's not really got to walk off the stage, but that's gonna be something I'm interested in.
That's a great point. All right. Available when ordering McDelivery through Uber Eats, DoorDash, and Grubhub. 2 sausage McMuffins with egg, 2 hotcakes, 4 hash browns, 4 small hot coffees, all for just $19.99. This bundle deal is over 40% off for a limited time. Order at your local family-owned Mickey D's on Main Street and Union Street in Bangor and Wilson Street in Brewer. Let's do some headlines and highlights, Marcus. Jaron Duran talking to the media last night after their 7-6 loss to the Braves. Here's what he had to say. Also, afterwards, you had Isaiah Kiner-Falefa talking about trying to get more playing time and be deserving of those at-bats.
2 things. At 31, I don't know how much longer he has to go, and Vaughn Grissom in a go-ahead grand slam last night for the Angels. Same position.
Yeah, killed me on Vaughn Grissom. Hardly knew ye. Hit that 1 double 2 Aprils ago. We were kings. Joe Mazzulla is the NBA Coach of the Year. Give me number 6 here, Marcus. He talked about the guys and how he got there.
Yeah, it was. I don't know where he's calling from. MMA practice, judo,
his kid's swim meet. His kid
Felger and Maz would tell him to get a new phone and hang up on him.
Exactly. All right, with Stock Report coming up ahead, Dairy Queen in Bangor with the new DQ breakfast collection. You can enjoy Cinnamon Toast Crunch dipped cone, Fruity Pebbles shake, or Choco Frosted Donut Blizzard treat. Whether it's breakfast time or not, 668 Broadway in Bangor. DQ. Happy tastes good. And stuck on the side of the road, Union Street Towing has you covered 24/7 statewide from breakdowns to lockouts. We'll get you moving fast. 942-4200 driven to be there when you need them most. All right, back with the Stock Report next. Dean's Detailing is the leader in auto detailing for over 55 years. Renew your vehicle's appearance, protect your auto investment, look good and feel good in a clean, shiny car. Book your appointment at deansdetailing.com. And Acadia FCU, their newest location, is now open on Wilson Street in Brewer, serving Maine since 1963 with branches in Bangor, Brewer, and Aroostook County. Learn more at acadiafcu.org. All right, first item that we're going to assess in the portfolio this morning is head coach Mike Vrabel. Likely the stock topped out last year. It just if it ever is going to be higher, the Patriots would have to win the Super Bowl in order for it to be higher. Took a big hit in the offseason.
Massive.
Mike Vrabel will step to the podium or will speak to the media at 11:30 this morning on the first day of OTAs. And it's enough that I looked up when is Mike Vrabel going to talk, right? So I'm interested to see how this is. Are you buying Mike Vrabel stock? Where are we on Coach Vrabel? What do you expect to have happen this morning?
Well, if you're looking for portfolio advice, you hear all the time, buy the dip. If the Patriots go out and they get A.J. Brown, I think they've improved this roster a decent amount this offseason if they get A.J. Brown. You've improved the running game with the O-line and getting a fullback. They just have a harder schedule, but if they can go out and repeat, maybe they don't win 14 games, but if they can go out and get 11, 12, 13 games with this schedule, all of the criticism last year about the cakewalk schedule will go away, and I think winning cures everything. So I think if the Patriots are going to trade for A.J. Brown in about 4 or 5 days, I'm going to go I'll buy my stock in Mike Vrabel right now.
How do you expect the media scrum to go? How do you
That's interesting.
How do you expect? What do you expect the questions to be?
Who's asking them? Are they sending like news people up from Providence and down from Boston to Foxborough?
Give a little insight to that. What are you talking about?
When there's tough questions like the whole Antonio Brown situation, I was there. I was interning there at Foxborough weekly at practice that year, and they don't send the usual sports reporters who have basically a job to build a relationship and get good with the head coaches. So they send the news people to ask the tough questions because it's more of a news story and less of a sports story at this point. It's two celebrities, basically. And if Mike Vrabel aces this press conference, I think the whole thing goes away. The last report was a picture of them. She was whispering a secret to him at a loud party, and TMZ was like, Diana Rossini with her arm around Mike Vrabel in 2022. So if that's all they've got left, and Vrabel can walk the tightrope at this press conference and leave without hurting his image anymore, I think it all goes away. I think today it could all go away.
What do you think? How do you think somebody's going to ask something, right? Something alluding to it, even if someone says, hey, we're not talking about anything. We're talking about what's happening on the field. Somebody's going to probably try to weasel it in there, right? Like, how do you expect him to handle it?
I kind of expect him to say the same stuff he said up until this point, which is, that I'm dedicated to my family and my football team and blah, 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 and I'm not going to go into personal details. I do think that's how he handles it, but if he, gets back-to-back 3 questions in a row and he snaps or he walks off the podium or something like that in the middle of the press conference, then this is going to have a little bit more legs. It already feels like it's dying. I don't think we've talked about it. It's been a couple of weeks since the last report. We haven't talked about it in a while.
Okay, so where are you on Will Campbell then? Where's your stock on Will Campbell?
I'll give him another year.
Okay.
It's too early for me to tell him I don't really know too much about the offensive line position too, so I can't really break him down and say he's doing this right and doing this wrong. They were really good when he was healthy, and I'll buy the fact that he wasn't healthy last year through the playoffs. They probably shouldn't have played him, and that was the reason for the slippage. But if he's got another up and down year or inconsistent year, I think then we need to start having questions and conversations.
See, I think for Patriots fans, we want two things to be true. We want the Vrabel thing, the Vrabel Rossini storyline to be past us, and we want Will Campbell to be good. And I don't know that either one is going to be the case. I don't know that we're past the Vrabel thing. I don't know that it's going to go away the way that we want it to. I hope it does. I want it to as a Pats fan, and I also don't know about Will Campbell's long-term position being left tackle because I just watched the Patriots draft a left tackle in the NFL draft 2 years in a row.
Isn't it awesome being a football fan in May? We could just say what we want. I think Will Campbell's going to be great. I think Vrabel's going to go away. I'm super optimistic about this season. It's great.
I am. Having said all that, I think that he's a good coach. I think that Will Campbell's going to be a starting offensive lineman, and he could still be a left tackle because he was above average until he got hurt.
Yeah.
But I just can't ignore the fact that they essentially took a guy that plays that position with their first-round pick, which is a very valuable asset in the NFL. And I think that this team is going to be good. Even if A.J. Brown doesn't come here, which it sounds everybody's telling us Monday he's being traded to the Patriots, I think that they've gotten better on offense. I think they've gotten, at least a little different on offense with, if you take
swap
Diggs and Dobbs, it's, okay, I think Dobbs is everything that Steph Diggs was. Maybe,
he can be. I wouldn't say he's better yet. So I don't think you swap Diggs and Dobbs and you got better on offense yet.
I think that you changed on offense. You now have a fullback. You have a big old galoot tight end. You're going to be a power team.
I'm excited for the fullback.
You want to run the football. You paid a lot of money for Elijah Vera Tucker. He's a veteran in the room. If he can stay healthy, then I think you're going to run the football a lot. And I think the Byard guy you brought in at safety makes the secondary one of the best in the NFL.
Yep.
And if you can rush the passer and you used your second-round pick on a guy and you signed the very first move of free agency was to sign Draymond Jones to a 3-year deal. So him and Landry and then this Yakis guy, I think you're going to be able to rush the passer. I think the team got better overall. So it's just really the other stuff. Like, is this Vrabel stuff going to be a constant annoyance? Is there more stuff to come?
Yeah, then there's always health, but that's not something you want to worry about in May. I am so high on this fullback signing. I can't remember his name, but he was Reggie Gilliam. He was the starting fullback for Buffalo last year, and James Cook was the rushing leader. This is a fullback that has proven himself and James Cook was a top 15 running back heading into last year, but he was certainly not the NFL rushing leader. So this is a signing I'm very excited about for Travion Henderson and for Ramondre Stevenson.
When the Red Sox are 0 on the season on games in which they score 6 runs, we go heavy pass.
0 for 3. They've scored exactly 6 runs 3 times. They're 0 for 3.
Well, this is what first day of OTA is exciting. Little stuff like this to follow. Where does Caleb Lomu, the first round pick, line up? Is he going to be the backup to Morgan Moses? Most likely scenario. What kind of questions does Mike Vrabel get asked at 11:30 this morning? All interesting stuff to keep tabs on. Okay, the ticket awards, they're coming up next month. June 22nd to be exact, at Hero Sports Grill in downtown Bangor. The event will be broadcast live on Ticket TV at 929theticket.com. 28 categories of excellence in the 2025 and 26 sports season. Voting for the fall categories begins Thursday, so it's underway now. The fall selections close today, so you got to vote. Cast your votes for high school soccer team of the year, boys soccer player, girls soccer player, high school football team of the year, football player, field hockey team of the year, field hockey player, and high school cross-country runner of the year, among others. 929theticket.com is where to go to cast your vote. Back with more after this. Casella, good pay, good people, good life. Find your place at powerofhardwork.com and Ticket TV on demand. If you missed a game on Ticket TV, no problem. Every game's available on demand at 929theticket.com. You've got Ticket TV, you've got baseball. Hamden at Bangor tonight at 7 o'clock.
Last week of the regular season.
Let's go. It's winding down. Playoffs.
Marcus is happy.
Playoffs coming right around the corner. Boston Red Sox fall last night, 7-6. A little bit of offense, 6 runs. I mean, they've scored a couple runs lately. Just the bullpen couldn't quite hold. So you get to this point where, okay, now, his help on the way. Roman Anthony. Promising news on his injured finger.
I missed it. What was the update?
He's doing okay. He took like 12 or 15 dry swings.
Isn't that what Tristan Costa said when he was like swinging without a bat?
Yeah, I think Roman Anthony actually swung the bat.
Yeah,
just did not hit a baseball, like a dry swing, and was okay.
Garrett Crochet is doing live pitching too.
Garrett Crochet, let's hear from him right here. So, okay, Tyler, put on your general manager hat. Roman Anthony comes back. Garrett Crochet comes back. What do you do? Because both guys, A, go to the top of your lineup, and B, go to the top of your rotation. So who's out? What changes are you making to this team, this offense, which is, even though it has been bad, has been better? It's been better since Anthony went away.
It has. It has a little bit. I wouldn't play Anthony every day because he wasn't that good, this year. A healthy Roman Anthony, I guess, is very good, and maybe he's still dealing with the oblique, and this also sets him down, but I would let him prove that he can produce every day. He is your guy of the future. Like, you want him to eventually be playing 162 if he's healthy. And
I'll say this: if Roman Anthony is able to play, he plays every day.
He plays every day.
He's Roman Anthony. He's not.
The offense is a lot better without him.
You just said that. 10-year contract. You signed him to a 10-year contract.
Yeah. For the first 2 weeks, I think you're going to give him a day on, day off. Give him day to day for a couple of weeks.
Only if it's just for endurance reasons. But like reasons is. I love.
If he's 100%, yeah, you should play him.
100%.
Is he 100%? Was he 100% to start the season? I don't know.
I don't think Roman Anthony plays unless he's 100%. I don't think he's one who battles through slings and arrows and little nicks and a little bump here and there. I don't think he really listens to his body based on what I've seen so far, right? Like, he's got a issue with a ligament in his finger, so I'm not an expert. Can't you tape it?
Why would he right now? We're 22-31.
Sure. Is it his throwing finger too? If it's his throwing hand, it might even make him better.
So it's just a question, but somebody's going away. Somebody's not getting at bats.
Yeah, I would say I've been saying this, but it's not going to happen. But what is our obsession with Jarren Duran? He had one good year in 2024. Last year he was pretty bad. He was pretty bad in the playoffs last year. He couldn't really field, and this year he's hitting $190, $195, and our leadoff spot. He had one hit last night. I think he's the odd man out. I think if you are going to make a deal this year, Jarren Duran is part of that deal. Now, with the way the Red Sox have been playing and how stubborn and thick-headed our general manager is, and with a lockout looming next year, I'm not sure there are many big moves to be made. I would love a savior. I would love for them to get desperate and pull off a really bad trade for a star that gets everyone excited, but 5 years down the line, we're like, what were we doing? Like, it would be that would be like make a drastic move that without much hindsight. But I just don't see that happening. And I do see, like Caleb Durbin was brought in, like he was the main centerpiece of that trade. He was brought in to be a big part of this offense and a big part of this team's future. Like Breslow would have to eat his crow there, and send him maybe to the minors. It's only his second year in the majors. I think there's a lot of moves that need to be done rather than just calling Roman Anthony and Garrett Crochet back off the IL in order for this team to be good. That being said, they've scored a couple runs these last couple of games. They don't have anything to show for it because the pitching's not always going to bail you out, but you've shown that you can put some runs on the board consistently.
What do you do with Brian Bayo? Does he go to the minors? Does he go to the bullpen? What do you do with him when Crochet comes back?
Whatever happened to opening for him? He was great. Those 2 games we had an opener for him, he was great. Then we roll him out there as a starter, and he wasn't. So,
but once Crochet comes back, you've got 5 starters.
Yeah, you've got to move somebody. I think Bayo probably is the worst one of the 5.
Oh, for sure.
So
does he go to the bullpen? Does he go to AAA?
I don't think you can send him back to AAA after this long. I think you put him in the bullpen. I think you work him out. I don't know. That's a great question.
You put so essentially we're just going to put Brian Bayo.
It's so easy to say,
and Jaron Duran at the end of the driveway and say, anybody want these?
Free to a good home.
That's the plan.
Yeah, and then maybe someone drops off a Mike Trout.
Yeah, or at least put him on Facebook Marketplace and say
first.
Yeah, it's not free, but you got to come get him. And we paid X for him, but we're willing to give up.
It's the price is like 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's like make me an offer.
Make me an offer, exactly. Would like right-handed bat in return. Ideally under the age of 24 years old or 30 years old. We'll see. It's interesting. I don't know because you do have some decisions to make because Anthony's coming back eventually. Crochet's coming back eventually, maybe sooner rather than later. And those 2 guys are. Roman Anthony was preseason. We thought he was going to be the best. Garrett Crochet is proven to be one of the best. Just got a little nicked up, so we'll see what happens in the corresponding moves that the Sox make from those additions to the roster. All right, connect to the Ticket's social media channels on 929 The Ticket on Facebook, 929 The Ticket on Instagram, sports.net.maine on TikTok, and our YouTube page, SportsNet Maine. Also, Northeast Driving School, they've been a leader in driver training for over 57 years. Register today for driver's ed courses at Greater Bangor's #1 driving school, 942-1769, or register at northeastdrivingschool.com. Back with more after this. Hero Sports Grill and Entertainment Center is the official sports grill of the roast in downtown Bangor and at herosportsgrill.com. Joe Mazzulla, NBA Coach of the Year. That voting coming out yesterday. Mazzulla talked last night about... give me number 7 here on really this. Thanks for the honor, but I'm Joe Mazzulla, so stuff like this, I'm pretty weird about it.
Yeah, is he at Costco? Like, are they reading stuff over the loudspeaker? What is going on?
Sounds like an event for his kids, would be my guess. So, okay, here's my question to you, Tyler. Then is stay the course? With Joe Mazzulla's Coach of the Year, Jason Tatum's coming back healthy, and Jaylen Brown was 6th in the All NBA voting. Stay the course? Change courses?
So. I think you have to stay the course. As much as I want to switch it up, it's really hard to, with how awful that series loss felt, and then Jaylen Brown had to double down on it next day with his Twitch stream, you have to go back and remember just how optimistic we felt as Celtics fans heading into this playoff series. Jason Tatum was back. Jaylen Brown is an all-NBA guy. Like, you've got the young guys playing really well. You're the 2 seed, but the Pistons are a little bit weak. Like, I felt great heading into the playoffs as a Celtics fan, and 2 weeks later, I wanted to blow it all up. So I think one of those is an irrational thought. One of those is a rational thought, and I think that if you do need to add to this team, you can't just run it back exactly how it was. Like, if your starting lineup next year is White, Brown, Tatum, Hauser, and Keita, then I'm going to be pretty upset. Like, you need to go upgrade your front court. If you're not going to make a massive blockbuster trade, which I wouldn't be too mad if they did. I wouldn't be mad if they stayed the part. I wouldn't be stay the part with the Jays. If you're not going to go make a blockbuster move, you have to do something. You have to build around these guys somehow. Give them a third option in case one of them goes down, like bodies are fragile. You lost Jason Tatum for about 60 games this year. I do think you need to add a third, if not star, then at least, like co-star slightly under them. I don't know how you do that with the money, but yeah, if you're not going to make a blockbuster and completely change up the identity of this team and run out like a Pritchard, Tatum, Giannis three-headed monster next year, then I kind of want you to stay the course and add some supplemental pieces to the starting lineup.
So Kevin O'Connor talking about the Celtics' current plan and Missoula and how the time is now. I couldn't agree more. I think a couple things can be true. I think Joe Missoula is an excellent motivator. I think that it's a regular season award that he won, and I think he squeezed every ounce of effort out of this roster, every victory that they got, every time that they got a win on the second night of a back-to-back.
And Baylor Shireman had 23. I think as a motivator, he's also a player's coach, like these guys want to go out there and dive on the floor and scrape their knees for Joe Missoula. Like they don't mind doing it for him because they can tell he cares about them as people.
But then in the playoffs, and he just said it a couple times, he's been exposed.
Stubborn.
It's stubborn. Stubborn is exactly what he is. And I don't know if it is an addition to the staff. The year they won it, wasn't Jeff Van Gundy on the staff? Wasn't, you had some voices in the room. It's hard to have all this power and then not have someone say, it's hard to just have yes men around you. Like, yeah, that's a great idea. Because I do think the philosophy is going to stay the same. Essentially, as an organization, they buy in on the threes, right?
Yeah. Well, as a league, that's kind of how the league is right now.
For sure. I think it's gone. But at the same time, I think we're coming back a little bit.
Yep.
Even Brad Stevens said it in his exit
dunks.
Press conference. It's like, we want dunks. We want to get to the rim, and we need to go outside the organization to get dunks. I was very excited when they traded for Vucevic, right?
Yeah, if he sprained his hand or whatever there midway through it, but then he stays on the bench all game 7, doesn't even play.
Well, you get him into out there, and it's like, well, let's just throw it over Vucevic's head. Like it's just there was issues there. He just defensively a liability. So I think in the playoff series they were exposed for being overachievers, regular season overachievers, at least in the front court.
In a bad league, in a bad regular season for the league where tanking is a problem and the commissioner has to come out and address it.
So I do think that you probably have another run at this, but if they have another exit like this where you kind of say,
you are asking questions. Yeah.
You got
this year
punched in the nose and you wilted.
This year, I think, was a little bit different than the Knicks and the Heat, where he just refused all series long to make adjustments. Like, you had a 3-1 lead. You went into Game 5, and they had brought Embiid back for Game 4, and you had still won by 30 points. You go into Game 5, I think you blew that Game 5 lead, too. Like, there were only really 2 games where we were like, are we making adjustments, or are we sticking to the course that got us a 3-1 lead?
I said it in the 6 o'clock hour. Their overall plan worked 2 out of 5 years. It is, we're going to shoot, if we make 40% of our threes, we're A-okay. And that's how that they work. 2 out of 5 years, they've made it to the NBA Finals. 1 out of the 5, they won them. And I think life is not so bad being a 55-win regular season team and one of the top seeds in the East. You can want more, but I look around and it could be worse. So I understand in the immediate, the days after, it's like, let's ship Jaylen Brown out of here. Let's make sure that if that's going to be the way that we go, we're getting something worthy of it. And I don't know that I want Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum to break up.
Yeah, I think also it's been every year since Tatum was drafted, since the year after Brown was drafted, pretty sure there have been 50-win teams every single one of those seasons besides the shortened one in COVID.
So let's just, I think, stay the course for another year. And if anything, if we have another exit, maybe it's Missoula that goes and not Tatum or Brown. All right, quick commercial break coming your way. Going to give you a Sox prop right after this. Back with more after that. All right, welcome back to the Morning Roast. You got Red Sox baseball, 5:45 this evening. Braves and the Sox, game 2 of that series. Aaron and Mark will be on the drive for 95 minutes before they take over. So Aaron and Mark on the drive. Our Sox prop today, we're going to go Conley early. 5+ strikeouts. We believe Conley early will get 5 or more strikeouts this evening. It might even take it up more than that. I think 6 is plus money, but 5 is gets us under that -200 threshold, which are the rules. Ticket TV, you've got Hamden at Bangor baseball, 7 o'clock tonight. Hamden at Bangor on Ticket TV, 7 o'clock first pitch. Tyler, what do you leave with today?
Well, after 2 mercy rules for Marcus yesterday, I think this one's in for about 10 innings tonight. No, I'm just kidding. I do. The Red Sox offense has been there these last couple of games. If the pitching can get back on track, I guess we're after Memorial Day, but never say die. We got a really bad American League this year, so we'll keep rocking with them, and every time they lose, we'll keep crapping on them.
Marcus?
Honestly, looking forward to Bangor baseball. They always show out whenever I'm there. I mean, it's going to be a great game.
I am going to be trying to get to my computer, my television set at 11:30 this morning so I can hear what Mike Vrabel has to say when he speaks to reporters at 11:30 this morning. I just can't wait to see what questions he's asked and how he handles the stuff that takes place off the field. That's going to do it for the Wednesday edition of the Morning Roast. Back tomorrow at 6 a.m. Have a great day.
When you fly with Hawaiian Airlines, it's hard to tell where your flight ends and vacation begins. Relax with free Starlink, the fastest Wi-Fi in the sky, thanks to T-Mobile. Go ahead, stream your movie, book the couple's massage, make a dinner reservation while we bring you to our island home. Hawaii starts here.
There are 2 types of business owners, those who are busy and those who want to be busy. Toast is designed for both, with tools to keep you humming and help turn grind into growth. That's how you turn busy into business. Toast, built for busy.